Hey lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by to see what I have going on today. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back to hang out with me. I appreciate you all so very much. On this channel, I love to do all things DIY and crafting. I love to do them on a budget. However, I do love to splurge at times. But no matter what I'm doing at the end of the day, I love to have fun while crafting. If that is something that interests you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. Just note those comments are only desired and not required because you guys already know how much I love to laugh and chat with you guys after each video. I am loving you guys so much for all the love you're showing me and just the fact that you come back and hang out with me each and every video. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Everything I've asked of you guys is completely free today. So guys, oh my goodness, I am so excited, guys. We are doing a 4-way collaboration today. It is a fall decoupage party challenge. So I am accompanied by the lovely Miss Jenny over at LovelyMomentsCreating, K with At Home with K, Sweet Brenda with from Rustic and Lace, and myself. So this will be the first of the decoupage party series. We will have one coming up for Christmas, so stay tuned for that. I will give you more details as we get further along into the video, but just know that it's about to be a party, guys. So I will have their information in my description box below. So please, once you're done here, stop by and tell them I said hello. You guys will not be disappointed. I know for sure if you've watched me, you've probably watched their videos many of times, and each one of these ladies are fabulous and phenomenal crafters. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our first project. So I'm going to start with these acorns, and I took this sign from Dollar Tree. I picked up a couple of these. I love this sign. Like, it is such good quality, and it's so versatile. You can do so many things with them. I'm not sure if you guys saw one of my previous videos where I did a pumpkin patch using this, and I absolutely love the way that came out. So our challenge for this video for the decoupage party, all right, so we have to use at least one other thing other than Mod Podge, one other thing other than a napkin, also one non-wood item, and one item that did not, at least one item that did not come from Dollar Tree. So that's the gist of it in a nutshell. So you know me, y'all know how the brain train works over here in Maze Lane. So I almost forgot about the not using the Mod Podge part, but nonetheless, what I was showing you guys there is I came across some of the Eileen's glue stick. I'd never seen it before. I was in Hobby Lobby picking up some supplies, and I'm sorry, not Hobby Lobby, in Michael's picking up some supplies, and they had it there. I was like, oh, this is cool, let me try it. So because I'm always trying out new products, because you never know, things are always evolving and always getting better. So I was like, let me try it out. It was like 2 in a pack. It was a little bit over $3, but with all my discounts and coupons and things, I paid less than $2 for it, so not a big deal. So all you guys saw that I was doing there is just tracing out some of the scrapbooking paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I thought it would be nice to make a faux wood background. I was going to try to do the whole shiplap look. Was, I guess it is kind of like shiplap cut, or guess, I don't know. Anyway, I was going to cut it in strips, and then I decided not to, because that was going to make my life way more difficult than it needed to be, and I was already pressed for time, so I just went ahead and traced it out, and there you have it. So I actually did really good, guys. I have to pat myself on the back, okay, because the last few times I have almost been nailing my cuts, okay. I'm kind of happy, but what I didn't nail, as you see there, I didn't line it up correctly. But that's okay. Let's focus on the cutting part. So nonetheless, it's not even going to be a big deal, because I am going to be covering that seam, so it won't be really noticeable. You're only going to see a little bit of the background. Anyway, But nonetheless, I am super proud of myself for cutting that to almost near perfection. Not really, but kind of, sort of, okay? So with this ironing glue stick, so it's supposed to be industrial strength. It is for crafts. And guys, I gotta tell y'all, like, this was some nice glue. And it started, like, it didn't stick like where you couldn't move it, but it did get tacky, as it says, you know, Eileen tacky glue sticks. But it, I think it says Eileen tacky glue sticks, y'all. I could be adding that in there. But y'all know when I'm doing my voiceovers, I forget half the stuff that I use because my brain is going a million times over. Okay, but back to our regularly scheduled program. So the glue stick, it's really thick, okay, and it's like a gel. It looks like a gel. It looks like a gummy. That's what it looks like. But it goes on very nice and thick. I was applying way too much pressure because I was thinking like I really had to give it a lot, which I really did not. But it really did become tacky quite fast. But it also gave you that opportunity to still maneuver, you know, move around your paper and whatnot. And because I was working with cardstock, I wasn't too concerned about the tearing. The only thing I was concerned about is the, you know, the buckling or rolling up, you know, once it hits the moisture. But other than that, it went on superb, guys. Like, it was no bubbling, nothing underneath. It was super flat. And I was like, okay, I'm available for this. I am coming back for you, Eileen girl, because you are doing the thing today. So thank you very much. But all right, so I'm trimming it down because, as you guys, as I said, it was near perfect, but it wasn't, okay, because as I mentioned before, nobody's perfect. But nonetheless, I was super excited about this. I am going to sand it down off camera, I believe. But what we're going to do, we're going to be making a sign. I saw this sign on online. I was just looking for different acorn like designs and things like that. And I saw this sign that said, "Welcome to the Nut House." I fell out laughing, guys. I thought that was so funny. And that describes my house 100%. Okay, we are all nut baskets up in here some days. But I thought it was super cute. So I am taking these acorns. The two smaller ones came on a garland that I had picked up from Hobby Lobby some time ago, and I didn't even think I was going to use them because I've never really used acorns in my projects. And I was like, you know what, this is something different. As you guys also know, if you've been hanging out with me the last couple of videos, I'm trying new things. Like, that's something I'm really trying to get into because I am trying to evolve into, you know, different things that's unfamiliar to me, different items or, you know, things that I use. I want to just get more familiar with them because I have a lot to, you know, learn, and there's always something new to learn. But nonetheless, I really like the way this comes out. What I'm using here is the Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel on my and then I'm going to go in with this cinnamon color paint by FolkArt. And I have really been loving this paint the last couple of days. Last couple of videos. I guess days too. I've been, you know, trying to get all this stuff together. But it gives me that true fall feel. I don't know why. More so than the actual, like, you know, tan colors that's supposed to be like caramel or whatever. It's really been giving me the fall vibes I've been trying to accomplish with my project. So I'm super excited about that. So next I'm going to take this other cardstock or crafting paper that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I did get my cardstock or crafting paper from Hobby Lobby during the 40% off sale. I did pick up some from Michael's, and like I said, whenever I use my Michael's or go to Michael's, I usually get a lot of rewards, discounts, things like that. So I usually pay well under the ticket price for my materials there. But yeah, so all you see that I'm doing here is I'm outlining it, guys. But I had to go off camera with this because you know me, I was like, I did not think this part through of how I was going to do this. The smarter choice should have been for me to cover the top part of it with the crafting paper versus the bottom, but I didn't want that. I don't know why. I wanted it for the bottom. So that's where we landed. But I made it work. I went in, I got it almost close to it, guys. I was cracking myself up. I did leave this in here so you guys can see how crooked it was. And to this day, I still can't figure out what I was doing wrong. I could have sworn I was like lining it up correctly, but no, it was just so lopsided. But off camera, I was able to, but on here, you guys, it's gonna look like I actually, did it on here, but no. Off camera, I was able to get it cut down correctly. However, it did leave a slight gap between the paint and the paper, but I just filled that in with the more burnt umber. There you go. And because I'm going to be covering it, you really won't see that part. And I was thinking that I was down way too low, but in actuality, it was perfect. It was great. So that's all I do for that. Then I go in with some of these bows from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach those, and then we'll start assembling, and I'll let you guys just watch that from here. So all I'm doing right here is taking the vinyl, the word cutouts that I got, that I used from Cricut with my Cricut Joy, that I created. My goodness, that I created with my Cricut Joy. I did do the whole wavy like words in there, and because and this was just something I wrote out. I did look for it in the, I can't think of it, in the design space within Cricut, the app. Oh my gosh, I can't think, guys. I basically designed it myself because I wanted to be whimsical. I wanted to be funny to look at, because again, since it's saying welcome to our nut house, I just didn't want it like words straight across. I wanted to do a play on that. So I am taking the leftover parts from the bow and creating just like a little tie there. I just stapled it together and then glued it down, as you guys saw. I took a smaller acorn. This came out the 8-pack from Dollar Tree. I covered it with some more of that paper because I wanted to tie it all together. And I know the colors look a little different, but I am like, these really work together in my opinion. Let me know, guys, do you feel the same way? Should I have changed up the colors? But I really like them together. I don't know why. I thought they played very well together, but they did. So all you see I'm doing here is taking some jute twine, wrapping that around, because I just needed something to separate the acorn, even though I wanted to keep it that whole, the whole pattern of that crafting paper. I do go in, as you see here, I had this half pumpkin left over from one of my other projects. It didn't have the stem on it, but you guys still get the gist of it. I actually felt like I probably should put like an acorn sticker on there, but I missed it. But nonetheless, I think it worked. It played it played to the orange in the project, where I didn't have a lot of orange on the actual wood pieces themselves. So except for like the bows and within the little crafting paper. But nonetheless, I feel like it did work together. I'm just going in with some of my quick hold glue by E6000, as well as some of my Gorilla Hot glue, and that works perfect. Like, it sets really fast and it adheres. I've never had issues with this, so definitely a good combo to use. I'm so glad I started back using it. But the eyelines, I can't think of the name of it, but they have a fast drying glue as well. That one works awesome as well. I love these two, and of course my regular Gorilla Glue that's equivalent to E6000. Like, I love that stuff, but it's very strong. So here I had some stickers I found at Michael's, and they had squirrels and acorns on them, and I love them because they look so realistic. Even though you can see the plastic behind them, the actual picture on them, I wish they had left them kind of a flat surface, or left some of the plastic off of them, like around it, because they looked so nice. So I'm just gathering them throughout the project. As you see here, it had, like I said, it had squirrels and acorns on them, and they're just all in different heights and sizes and doing different gestures, and I just thought that was super cool. So I just put them on there. I'm like, oh, they look a little weird, but up close and personal, they look really good. I love the way this came out. Like, it was so much fun, and I love doing fun projects. I love doing decor too, like, you know, true everyday house decor. I love that, but I also love doing these little fun whimsical signs, because I do put them up either outside or, you know, somewhere throughout the house, just because I think they're funny, and it's kind of, it keeps you in that cheery mood when you look at them, at least for me. So that's why I love doing these type of signs. But let me know too, guys, do you like those type of signs, or do you like more of just your everyday home decor? Because I think this is probably going to be my last fall video. I'm not sure. I may have one more or two, but I'm like, I don't know what else I could do for fall, but we'll see. I'll just play it by ear, because, you know, and let the good Lord lead me, because who knows where, you know, what I may come up with. All right, so we're moving on to our next project, guys. And this one, I have to tell y'all up front, this one is my #1 favorite, okay? I love them all today, as I always do. I love my projects. You know, there's always something you can go back and tweak, but I love all my projects. But today, I love them all again. But this is my #1. The Welcome to Our Nut House was #2, and the third one coming up will be my #3, but they're equally as cute. So I'm taking this charger plate, guys, that I got from Dollar Tree. So if you saw my previous video, I did the rectangular charger that comes from there, and I fell in love with the gold color. I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous, and I thank you guys for giving me the feedback. I'm glad you guys didn't feel it was too busy. I thought it was too busy, but at the same time, I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad you guys felt the same way. You know, and also, yep, we're gonna play that game again, guys, in my head. Let me see if you guys agree with #1 with me, or do you have a different #1? Let the consensus be out there. Speak up, speak up, speak up, speak your mind. Let me know. All right, so all I'm doing is taking this napkin that I got from Hobby Lobby last year. This is my non-wood item, okay? I'm going to be using 2 non-wood items. And I'm just going in with some Mod Podge here. And guys, I didn't think this through. The vision was there, and that happens a lot with me. I don't know, you know, I know you guys are probably crafters too for the most part, but a lot of times with me, I have the thought, but sometimes I don't think it all the way through. It does not, I don't get the execution part. It doesn't come into play until I actually start working on the project a lot of times. So my thought process was, you know, this napkin is going to fit the whole plate. I'll just Mod Podge where I want the, you know, the Mod Podge to go, and I'll lay it down and go from there. And yeah, that was a no-no. I should have split it. I'm thinking I should have split it in 4s, because I got a lot of wrinkling, but I was able to save it. And you guys know me, I love the wrinkling. The wrinkling does not bother me at all. I think it just adds that extra little something to my pieces personally, and I love it. And so on this one though, it made me nervous because it was way more wrinkling than what I was used to, and for whatever reason I decided to first touch it with my finger. Then I panicked and got the sponge, and I was like, oh my gosh, I put too much. Like, it was a whole little made dramatic moment that was probably not even needed, but I had to go through the motions, okay? And all you saw that I'm doing there, I'll go back to the plate in a second, is I just pressed the hot glue gun up against that piece where it had the ring on there, because I needed that surface to be flat. Even though it's not going to like touch completely on the charger, I didn't need that ring there. But like I said, I panicked. I was like, it's not working. I set it aside to dry. This is where I'm coming back, and I was like, girl, you just did not think this through. But in the end, guys, when I tell you, if ever there was a crafting God that can save your project, he visited me on this one for sure, okay? I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because the end result, guys, was absolutely gorgeous in my opinion, and I just love this piece. I was almost tempted to do the same technique on the rectangular one, just so they match, but I was like, no, you don't get lucky twice, girl, so knock it off, okay? You're pushing the envelope, May. So what you see I'm doing here, I was like, okay, it was just not looking good to me. I was like, I'm gonna sand until I feel happy. And once I started doing that, it started pulling the paint away from the paint, and so it started exposing the white underneath. And I was just like, you know what, I'm not crazy about that. Am I going to have to toss this project? And I was like, no, you are not a quitter. That's what we don't do on Craft Away with May. We don't quit. We keep going. We ride the brain train out. Okay, so I'm sanding. I was like, you know what, just go full throttle. And I started sanding. I was sanding the inside edge, the inside part of there, sanding on the paper. Some of it was coming up, and that was my bad, because like I said, I went into panic mode and I was trying to lay it down too fast, and of course I missed some spots. But what I decided to do was take some of this rub and buff, the black color rub and buff, and go in. And when I first put it down, I was like, oh, it might be too dark. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look horrible. And then I panic mode again. I start using my finger, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me go hurry up and wash this off. And this is where I come back, and and I'm using the little sponge stick. It's actually a swab, but I'm using the little sponge stick there to apply it. And guys, I just go in, just doing it like I'm giving it heavy coats of this rub and buff, rub and buff. Okay, and as it started drying, oh my gosh, it gave it such that nice antique weathered look, or withered look, I'm sorry, look. And I just love this, guys. Oh my gosh, I was like, this is gorgeous. It's so, guys, I just covered my mouth because I got excited just looking at it. Guys, this looks so gorgeous. Now this sunflower is humongous, right? So I'm thinking, okay, you're probably not going to see the little plaid print on the background there, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're going to see it. You're going to see it, and just enough. And I love this because that black tied into the center of that sunflower. Oh my goodness, guys, I loved everything about this. Oh, it's just pretty to me. You guys have to let me know if you're vibing it how I am. I'm taking some of this extra thick. It is a braided jute twine, but it's super thick, and I forget what the thickness is, but it's super thick. And I instantly thought of it as a hanger from here. And normally I'm about my leaners. I will hang a few projects here and there and be done with it, but I was like, no, this one needs a rope. And oh my goodness, guys, I'm so glad I did. Y'all don't know how much I love this project. As simple as it was, I love it. So I did leave the little blue tape on there to keep it from unraveling, and I'm going to go in, as you guys can see, cover it with some ribbon, kind of in the same color pattern as the napkin I used. But you're not going to even see this, but I just wanted to give it that finished look, because you guys know I normally don't, but I wanted to give y'all something a little different. No, but that's it. And you guys will see everything in the final reveal. So we're on our last project, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I told you that. I may have hinted to it, but I only did 3 projects today because that's all that time would allow for me. And so right here, I'm using an oldie but goodie, guys. I don't know if do you guys still use these? These are the rub-ons that came from Dollar Tree. I want to say they were real popular late last year. I know I used it in a couple of my Christmas videos, I think, or my fall videos. I honestly can't remember, but I know they were super popular. They had several different colors of them, and so I had quite a few of these in my stash. Now I'm going to be using this for a base. And as I was going through this, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I see why I hadn't used them in a while, because you literally have to scrape, rub it all off until it comes off, because if you pull this one up a little too soon, it tends to not line back up if you lay it back down. And that's just been my experience, and that could just be users, error, as they say. But here I'm going in with the embossing tool from Cricut, and I'm just literally coloring it in reverse, just kind of removing it to get that faded look. And it came off perfect, guys. I'm like, it's tedious to get on there, but the end result is always gorgeous. So I'm just simply sanding away those little frays that were, left behind. And I'm going to then next go in with some of my burnt umber paint to cover that up. And although you won't see this a whole lot, I just still like having that faux wood. Well, I guess it's really not faux wood. It is actual wood. I did get that wood round from Dollar Tree as well in Crafter Square. So it's real true wood, but I like that dark color. And I could have just stained this, But I was like, I don't feel like waiting for it to dry, whatever. But really what it was, guys, I just wanted to use this because I saw it in my stash and I was like, let me just use it. Like, just use it, May. Why are you hoarding it? Next, I found this pumpkin stack or topiary. I don't know. Are these considered topiaries? I don't know. I found this pumpkin stack at the 99-cent store. So this is my other non-Dollar Tree item, as well as an item that didn't come from Dollar Tree. And so I'm taking this napkin. It was a piece that I had left over from another project. On the napkin, it says thankful and blessed. So I thought it would be super cute to just kind of tear those out and just put them on the face of each pumpkin. And then at the bottom, I'm just gonna do like a fussy cut, or around the pumpkins themselves, and add that to the orange. Now I will tell you guys in advance that it did not come through great as far as the pumpkins. The words did absolutely gorgeous, and I probably should have just done blessed, thankful, blessed, but because that larger pumpkin, it was large, I felt like the wording would be lost in it. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just looks better on the top two pumpkins. So that's all you see I'm doing here. I'm using my famous water pen that I got from Dollar Tree a couple weeks ago, guys. I am loving this. I'm learning the control of it. So what I've learned, I don't know if you've ever used one, or if you're thinking of picking up one, but you literally just have to squeeze out like a couple drops of it, and then just kind of dab it on another surface, and then just outline your project, and it releases the perfect amount of water. So I was super happy to have figured that part out. Go Meg! But nonetheless, I made it work. Super easy to use. But if you don't have one of these, hey, go old school like I did. I would use a napkin, I would use a paintbrush, I would use whatever was close to me that would make the job work. So I just saw this and I thought it was super cute because I like the tip of it. But yeah, so all I'm doing is touching up those edges. Well, not even edges, I guess so. Touching up the outside of it just to get it to a shape that I like, and I feel like it would blend in nicely on the pumpkin. But it didn't work. So I mean, it did. I probably should have painted the background in that section white, but nonetheless, it's there. It's not the end of the world. So all I'm doing is taking some Mod Podge here and just getting in those nooks and crannies. But I was thinking afterwards, guys, I was like, I wonder if I had used a glue stick, would that have made a difference? I don't think so. I think it really just needed a brighter background. But you guys can let me know how you feel about it. Like, was it horrible? I don't think so. And I'm just going in and really trying to get in those creases so there's no like gapping there, because you can see that once your napkin dries, or tissue paper, whatever you choose to use, that's super thin like that, once it dries, you will be able to tell the difference of where it's, where there's any bubbles or air in the in between there. So that's what I was doing right there. And I gotta say, like I said, it doesn't show up super bright, but it worked in here. And the other reason too with this, now this came apart, so I didn't pay full price for it, but it had came apart at the bottom, so I got a discount on it. And I was super happy because the original price was $2.49, and if my memory serves me correct, it was like $1.50 or $1.25 or something like that they let me have it for. So I felt like that was cool because everything was still there, it just had separated. We get that with our own projects. But next I'm going to go with the Spanish moss, and I have to tell you guys, I'm loving this. I'm going to have to find a bigger bag of this type of Spanish moss, because even though it like gets everywhere, like that's inevitable, it's going to happen, but it's so much more controlled than the one at Dollar Tree. And don't get me wrong, the one at Dollar Tree served its purpose. I still have some in my stash, but this one was just, it's more manageable for me, and I really like that. So all I'm doing is just putting a little bit. I don't want to go too aggressive because I am going to be gluing that pumpkin back, the two pumpkins back down in there, and so I don't want that to be too much. I'm not going to remove it or anything, but I don't want it to have like a big gap is what I'm trying to get to, and having to put more of the Spanish moss around it. So I just do a little bit around each layer. I do also add some to the top, and you guys will see that right now, and I'll be right back. So once I get that added, guys, I just go in and give it a little haircut, because there were some, you know, extra long ones there. But I have to say, guys, I love this. So I'm just going to add this to the base. And if you remember, this wood round did have a hole in it with the string. You can't see that. I love it. And here is our final reveal, guys. You have to let me know. I know I said a million times over in all my videos, but you guys have to let me know how you feel about it. Like I said, this is my #1 favorite of today. I just loved it. I love it. I love everything about it. It was so simple and so elegant and chic to me. And then here is our welcome to the nut house, to May's nut house. Whoop, whoop. If you're here, you're nutty too. I love this as well, guys. Let me know. I thought this is super cute. Something totally different, at least from what I've, you know, seen, or so on and so forth. And especially something different for me in general, as far as working with acorns. And then our tier stacked pumpkins. Let me know how you feel about those. I think they're super simple and cute. And to my girls, Jenny, Kay, Brenda, thank you ladies so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this decoupage party. I mean, I'm just honored to craft alongside you guys. You have been so kind and so embracing throughout my whole YouTube journey, and I love and adore each of you guys. Guys, don't forget to check out their information. I will have their individual links in the description box below. So please check them out. Tell them I said hello. You won't be disappointed. So once you watch my video, the ladies will have the links in their channel. So you will just follow the links to each channel to watch each video. And I promise you're going to find some type of inspiration from somewhere, because these ladies are phenomenal. They nail it every single time. You have Brenda and Jenny with their chicness, Kay with her fantastic freehand touch and painting, Mackenzie Child dupes. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love them. Like, they're just phenomenal. I can't say it enough. They're phenomenal. Okay, so guys, thank you for taking this ride with me and sticking around this time. I appreciate you guys so very much. Please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. You know, if you have enjoyed the content here today, I would love to have you join my small YouTube family, because I adore each and every one of you that come back to hang out with me. So, lovies, fall in love every day. Every day you have an opportunity to open your eyes. There's an opportunity to fall in love with at least one something that day. So find the good, the joy, the peace in everything you see, say, do, or touch. Know that happiness and joy and peace is there waiting for you. You just have to hold on, and it will come to you. So, lovies, enjoy your weekend. Be safe.